Hello, hello, it's Frederick. One of the students this week was asking me by email if it was possible in Tableau to have a design template. So he was basically showing me one of the previous presentations one of the volunteers did for this for social good for Sunday Street in March last year. So this one was one. That's another one. This one is one that I did myself. Tableau can't do out of the box template, but there's ways around. So I'm going to show you quickly how you can do that in Tableau. Also, as a quick reminder, I did share with us the link of my blog where we shared all the submissions from the Sun Street project in March last year. So if they're all Tableau, and this one is a Tableau link, this one is a Tableau link. As a quick reminder, if you go at the bottom of the Tableau dashboard, you can click on the download button here when it's available. So it looks like this one is a bad example because that person didn't allow for the file to be downloaded. But if I go to mine, I know I always have mine turned on. So that's my dashboard for Sunny Street. So if you download, click on the download button here, click download. The file so the Tableau file, DDBricks file will be downloaded to your computer. When it's downloaded, you can click on the link. You would open the file in Tableau, and basically you can check how that person did the design. So I think that's a good way to learn or even reverse engineer from someone else's work. So you can sort of learn and have they did all those tricks. So eventually the file would open in Tableau. This one is one I've done. Give it a few seconds and the file would open. That's it. I think it's just coming up slowly. So that's a great way to basically learn from someone else. So the file is opening in Tableau, and that's someone else's file. So I think because it's all in Tableau public, when you publish a file, you allow that option, and most of Tableau users on public allow the file to be processed. While that thing is processing, sometimes it takes a few seconds. I think it's coming up slowly. That's it. So the file is open. So that's okay. That's my viz, but just pretend it was someone else's work. You can see that you can basically look at all those elements, and that's a text. That's a text box. So those are banners that use a lot of blanks. So you can basically learn from. I did that viz. I think it's pretty awesome that Tableau Public allows that kind of feature. So the first point I want to make was, keep in mind you can download someone else's work on Tableau Public to get inspired, which is good. What I've done for the quick demo, I went on the Sun Institute website and download their logo. You can go click on the logo, save image as, and you download that to your computer on your C drive. You can also do some design work. So Tableau is not Photoshop or Illustrator, it's not a design package, but what you can do, and that's a very quick hack, you can do some work on PowerPoint. So this one is PowerPoint. So I've imported the Sun Street logo. What you could do is, I mean, if you know Photoshop, if you know Illustrator, if you use Canva is another, Canva.com is another great free design package where you could create a banner. So for example, I search for banner, I can create a banner. You do your work in Canva, you pick the right colors, add images, and save the file as a JPEG or PNG. But when you do something, if you want to do something quickly, PowerPoint sometimes it's good where you could, I don't know, I'm not a designer, but you could play with those things, very quick design elements. So I want to maybe have a pink border. Eyedropper, make that. I'm just making things on the go. I don't want the thing to be filled. You can even have, I don't know, insert an icon, whatever. So you come up with your own design for the banner, or the element you want to add into your Tableau dashboard. You could even include some text. Here, Sunny Street. Customers, just making things up. What's good with using PowerPoint is you can use any custom font. So the Tableau font are quite limited, but with using PowerPoint, you could install any kind of fancy font you want. I'm not going to go through the font situation, but if you found an interesting font, you can download it and make it. So, for example, that font won't work in Tableau, but if you turn that quick banner I've just done in as an image, you can import that as image. So let's pretend I've just got a very, very simple, quick, not looking good kind of banner, but just pretend. I might just group, and then the next step is to right click and save that as an image. And I'm going to save that on my computer in Sunny Street. So just call it banner. So now I'm going back to Tableau. So this one is a quick dashboard I've created using some of those elements. So, but if I start from scratch to show you, brand new dashboard, use floating. I can specify the size, if you remember that. So the first thing I could do is just import the image. So the image is the banner I just created. Edit image. So where's my banner? My banner is here. It's not terribly fancy, so you can, but you get the point. You can use Photoshop or PowerPoint, make an image and stick it on the dashboard as a visual element. Or you can also import the Sunny Street logo, which I've already saved. Maybe an advice as well here, just as best practice. The old text is the alternative text. I think it's good for blind people that are trying to read your dashboard. So always trying to put something in there meaningful. So it's a matter of formatting and quick layout. What you could do. The next step is you got some of the charts you've created. So for example, I might just import four charts. Very simple. Hours of service. And maybe a map. So usually you stick with 4 or 5 charts per dashboard. Otherwise, it tends to be a bit busy. What you could do is you could make the dashboard a bit higher, taller, and have text boxes if you want it. So the first thing I always try to do is make those boxes consistent. So in terms of size, and if I don't want the title for this one, I just click on hide title. So that box, if I go on the layout here, it's maybe just make it 550 by 300. So was it again 550, 450, sorry, 450 by 300. So try to to stay consistent, and with your sizing, it's better for the eyes that the boxes are kind of the same. So the boxes are now kind of the same size. This one has no title, this one has title. I might just cover that. The next step is the positioning. Same thing, to keep it consistent, it's always better to keep them the same line. So see, those ones are not aligned, and this one is not aligned. So when you click on one box, that's the position here. So this one is 42 pixels to the left, and this one is 56. So you can just align them. So now this one is lined up. If I want to make this one here, this one is, let's say, 600 pixels to the left. That's it. And then the rest is 235, so which is that dimension there. 235. So this one is so now those two boxes are perfectly lined up. 563. So those boxes are lined up. Something also you might notice is you got those scroll bars here that just by default. So what you can do is you can click on that option and fit anti-view. Sometimes you might get a bit busy, so you might want to adjust your V's. You can see that it's probably too busy. Fit anti-view. Same with this one. So I think it's probably a matter of just clicking on the V's and work out what would be the best view. So for this one, I've just hidden away the program. So you might just want to tweak your V's to make it fit and a bit more visually appealing. So for this one, so what I'm doing on that viz is I'm just comparing the services, the activities. But you can see there's probably too many of those there. So I might just want to remove and tweak to maybe have less. So this one, that viz basically shows me that area is very busy in terms of a number of services they provide compared to the others. But as Wesley and as Nambour Car Park, so that's probably the story I was trying to tell is those three locations are quite busy. So for the sake of the demo, I'm just removing a few of those, and maybe it's a bit clearer, maybe not, but you get the idea. You can just tweak the dashboard based on the kind of story. So based on, you can see that based on this one, I've got borders there. I've got pink titles. This one, I think there's a yellow band there. So those can be achieved using blanks. So there's a blank here. So what you could do is you could decide to just hide the title here and have a blank. So basically you just import a blank here. You decide the size of the blanks. So I think in the layout here, you see the size. So let's pretend you make it maybe 30. The next step I want to do is I want to have some background color in there. So I'm clicking on the color, more color. I just want to pick the yellow. So I'm clicking on pick screen color, yellow. So now it's going to get, as you can see, it's getting filled with color. So what you could do is you could decide to have for example, a banner that goes all the way, a skinny banner, for example, one pixel. Sometimes people want to have a bit of a line to separate the work. So I could do the same here and have another one. So I'm just a blank here. maybe 1 or 2 pixels just to keep it simple. Maybe you have this one pink. If I wanted to add a title, something what I'm trying to basically show you is with some few elements of Tableau, you can, especially the blank and images, you can create a nice little layout. If I wanted to have a title here for the viz, you could something import a blank, turn that to I don't know, yellow background, and then use a text element, and give it a title. For example, services. Make it a bit bigger than normal. Bold, let's say 12 or 14, and turn that to a pink. And that's your header. So you can move those things around as you wish. It's still a bit fiddly, but you get the idea. So that's one. You could do the same on that. With that, this one, make it something, import a blank. Try to keep it consistent. So this one, the size was, we say 460 by, let's say, make it 460 by 30. So there's this one, 460 by 30. And that's it. And insert an image, text again, like activity. So I'm just doing a bit of editing, nothing fancy, but that's a nice way to get some of the design elements into Tableau dashboard. That's something that's a bit more visually appealing. So I'm also reducing the size of the chart to make them fit and to line them up. So I wouldn't use this one because it's too busy, but I would probably make it less busy, or maybe only pick the top the top activities or the top spaces or where they provide the services, and for example remove those ones because they use a lot of space, but they don't really add value. So what you could do is you could exclude, exclude. See, those don't provide much insight. The Shack Friday. And if you go to your dashboard, there's suddenly less, and it's a bit easier to read. Some of the viz also have colors for the chart. So for example, for this one, if you click on the, I want to pick the pink color. So I'll click on that, go more color. That's the HTML color for the pink for Sunny Street. If I go back to my chart here, instead of the standard blue, you can click on that blue color, paste pink, and apply. And now in your visual, you've got a nice pink visual. Same thing for this one. I'm just going there. Color, it's already there. That's it. So that's just pick one pink activity. So it makes it a bit more consistent, maybe. Some people don't like that stuff, but you could stick with the normal blue or normal color. But if you wanted to add some colors to your dashboard, that's the way you do it. So those, I mean, in summary, those are the very, very simple example. I know some people also like having background colors as well. So what you could do in there for your whole dashboard, which is, you can see 1100 by 900, you basically overlay your whole dashboard with a blank. You could even have a color. Because it's on the top, obviously it's hiding everything else, and you could play with the opacity, or even use a light gray. Sometimes those are a bit more visually appealing. But my point of that is you could, so if you got a blank there, and you can see in the item there, it's at the top. So you basically want that blank to be at the bottom behind all the elements. So obviously you want to see the chart. So what you can do in there, you can click on the option and floating order and send it to back here. Or what you could do here is you can drag your blank. So what I did, I've just dragged my blank all the way at the bottom. So now my blank is at the bottom. I also want to make sure it's all lined up in terms of positioning. So it basically covers the whole dashboard. So now I've got a grayish type of dashboard. You can play with the colors and have something that works a bit better for you in terms of visual. So that looks okay, or maybe not. The other step I would do is, because now it's white here, what you can do is you can click on the chart and then click on format. And the format thing would come up. And what you need to change is the shading. So the worksheet is white. You could have none. So this time it's matching the background color. Or you could play with another little design subtle change, up to you to choose. But that's basically a design choice. Is really picking the background color that you love, and picking the background color for the charts and the elements there. And keep in mind, you can also play and remove, hide all those labels that you don't need. So there was an example for this one. Is you might want to display labels, but you don't need this one, so you might just remove the header, potentially mix and max or whatever. So play with labels. Keep in mind the labels are sometimes there for a good purpose. But I think in a nutshell, that's it. That's the way you can sort of come up with a nicer looking dashboard that's that you can use and use someone else's sort of inspiration, like for example this one. I hope you have fun, and good luck for your assessment. Thank you very much. Bye.